Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us on Daybreak Extra this morning. In case you've missed out on the newspaper review, do well to catch us across our social media handles just so you can, take a look at what we have talked about. And today, like I said, we are going to talk about the rise of petty thefts and what's the situation like in your area. That's what we want to focus on today. So petty theft has become an increasing concerning issue across Nigeria, affecting both urban and rural communities. From pickpocketing and shoplifting, phone snatching, and house break-ins, these minor but frequent crimes are causing distress among citizens. The economic hardship, high unemployment rates, and the rise of cost of living has been identified as the major contributors to this trend. Additionally, inadequate law enforcement and the lack of effective social welfare programs have created an environment where petty crimes thrive. Well, this is something that we see every day. I mean, we just talked about some of the stories on the front pages of little crimes that people commit, and yet they don't know that it's actually affecting people's lives, right? So you can't just take away things from people that you didn't know how they were able to acquire those things. While we often dismiss them as minor offenses, the cumulative impact of these thefts erodes public trust, threatens security, and highlights deeper societal challenges that we frequent that requires urgent attention from the government at this point. Not just government, but we have to also look at our surroundings and look out for ourselves. Look out for your neighbors, look out for your neighbors' children, look out for your own self and your children also. So how is this affecting you, and what's the situation like in your area? Have you seen this kind of crimes happening? What did you do, or what do you think the security agencies need to do more? And then what do you think the government can do to change or to get these people, at the right place that they're supposed to be? You can't call it a petty or a minor offense, and yet people are actually being depressed from this little minor offenses. I mean, just even though I don't know if people know about it, Sumayya, there's a woman that someone reported her child was snatched from her when she took along just because she wanted to go somewhere here in Abuja from this Jabi. Yes. And then they diverted to Apple, and then they snatched her baby and just pushed her out of the car. And I could see the trauma of this woman because I've seen her and the husband. And I can just not imagine what she may be going through. So it's the one chance thing that is now graduating into snatching people's children now. It's not just phones or people's bags or other things that you can say petty anymore.
Cars being picked from outside
exactly
a building.
Exactly, because they are being attractive because of the spare parts businesses that people do. Your car will be just packed, and you just go out after a whole day being in the office or at your workplace, and you just come that you see someone has stolen your batteries.
You run mad because you literally, if you come out and you don't see your car, people start looking at other cars to see. Am I dreaming?
Exactly.
It is really scary, the insecurity that has been bedeviling our cities these days. To the insecurity happening in the rural area, but then the cities comes with a lot of picking you, leaving you with trauma, snatching you. We had our colleague that was driving, on his way back home, rather riding a pep, and then someone literally just brought ATM and picked all his ATM cards and make sure they withdrew everything before they pushed him out of that. There's a lot of situation. We've had someone who just entered a car and they picked everything and pushed that person out. We've had situation now where this woman came here to talk to us about her own child being pushed, which
she was not even able to talk.
Of course she wouldn't.
Yeah, she was not able to
imagine the trauma you put to a mother who perhaps have been going through trying to get pregnant, and then she got pregnant for 9 months, and then you want to take the child, and there is suspicious of it. Could be for two things. One could be for either
to sell the child
or
for ritual.
Exactly.
This is just the two things that you can actually think about.
Sell to people that buy children because they're not able to, and that is a huge crime. If you want to adopt, there are several orphanage and adoption centers that you can go and do in Nigeria. So it's not a taboo. But for you to now make sure it's just a case of you're caught with stolen property.
I mean, we have the first call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Do we still have the caller?
Right, I think we are hearing ourselves instead
Yes,
of the
but
caller.
then,
Can we please
you know,
make some
do well to call
adjustments
us
on
back again just in case your network is not allowing you to reach us. And then also send us WhatsApp messages to be a part of this conversation. And please stay away from your TV sets, you know, so we don't have this delay and the echoes that keeps coming back into the studio.
The
so we can
feedback
hear
is
you.
not good.
You know, definitely. I mean, we keep repeating this, you know, we are all adults. We don't need to keep saying it. Just pick your phone, just move away from your TV set and just talk to us. You can go back to our WhatsApp, YouTube channel much later to just hear yourself, and you can record and share with people if you want that. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Do we still have the caller?
I don't know if it's the network.
Okay, I think maybe it's the network. Because I mean, since a lot of netizens, you know, on social media as usual.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to deviate from the topic we are talking about, but since the tariff hike, I don't know if it is effective already, but the network it's just there.
Really bad.
You know, people. Yes, you could be talking to someone, the person would just go mute, or the call would drop, or you keep hearing yourself like you're a robot. So I mean, it's crazy.
Right now, I'm going to say this to telecom. Are you people sure you're not doing that on purpose so that Nigerians will stop talking? Because you know it has been a complaint while some people are defending the telecom, saying it's about time. I think they took 10 years. It was too long to not
11 years. Yeah.
It was too long to not increase something. I mean, their business is so
business.
Understand.
We understand.
But then the fact that at one time now they want to increase 100%, even though the government said it was 50.
Yeah,
but it's huge because for Nigerians at a time where life is difficult.
Definitely.
So now they're like, you know what, this is I'm just making speculations and I'm joking around. So like, okay, let's just give them this headache a bit so that they'll be like, oh, okay, now I understand.
Well, Sumayya is just kidding. But then do well to join this conversation. Call us or send us WhatsApp messages. We are here to, air out your opinions when you send to us what you want to call and share your thoughts. Do well to do that. I know that a lot of people are trying to reach us, but the network, maybe we would definitely get a caller that we'll get to speak to. Well, aside from all these things that we're talking about, these crimes, what do you think is the capital punishment that should be given to? Because I don't want to say it's petty theft. Imagine you working 12 months in a year. That's 365 days for some people. They actually go to work 7 times a week. And then you're able to just acquire things that you want with your hard work, and then someone just takes it away from you.
I mean, I think I mentioned this yesterday, where I said that when it comes to religion, especially Nigeria that prides itself as a religious country, we know Islam's decision already on that part. We already know what it is.
Yeah, Islam, I mean, yesterday you were talking about it. Yeah, you get your hand
cut off. If you're caught stealing again, they cut the other one.
Yeah.
If you're caught stealing again, they keep cutting like that. And it goes to the leg, because that is how horrible it is. It's like you depriving someone of something most valuable to that person. So, okay, let's also deprive you of something most valuable to you.
Let us take away your hand that you used to steal.
Exactly. So there is that. I think we see it as a joke, where sometimes you even see people defending crimes, and they would say, "Oh, we are, it's someone that just stole chicken." Is punished, or someone just stole pepper in the market and he's punished, and meanwhile politicians are stealing. I am not defending politicians, I'm not one to even defend them, but then a crime is a crime. That's why even religiously they say there is no big sin or small sin. Like there could be a big sin, but every sin is a sin. You must account for it. So sin is a sin, a crime is a crime, no matter how little, because as much as you're thinking the politicians speak from all of our federation's account, this person is speaking from someone who knows that person must have worked for years to keep up his money, or to even nurture, to take care of his poultry, that chicken that you're stealing, that one that you think is small. A person must have gone years to take care of that, and then you are now coming to take it off.
Because first of all, they'll buy it with money first, then they feed it, because they are trying to groom or rear them so that they can actually sell them, and then you're stealing it. Definitely, that's one.
When it comes to honestly the perpetrator, since you come and then they'll tell you human rights and all of that, I think think there should be a huge punishment of perhaps some years imprisonment, and your family still have to pay for that damage that you've done for that person.
It depends on the chicken theft that you talked about. You know, sometime last year we talked about, I think around November, December, where that young man that was locked up for more than 10 years just for stealing chicken. Yes, stealing is bad, like we said, but then the punishment should
be according to what they did.
According to, so maybe if you steal chicken, you should serve like 6 months or 1 year, so you understand what it feels like to be locked up behind that cell. And tomorrow you wouldn't want to do that, definitely, right?
And for people that perhaps will be caught, all right, I think we'll take
good morning.
First call.
Good morning.
Good morning. Finally.
This is Evangelist Tulu on the line.
Thank you so much, Evangelist. Obviously. Thank you so much for calling us. Yes.
I want you to remind me to tell me the topic, because we don't have lights now, and I know that the program is going on. And I'd love to contribute.
Okay, yeah, we are talking about petty thefts and what's the situation like in your area, the rise of petty thefts. You know, people snatching phones and stealing small, minor things from chickens and what have you. What's the situation like in your area, and what do you think the government or security agencies can do at this point?
Thank you, my sister. The situation is rampant. It's prevalent in my area as well. My area, Ijebu, and an entire Ogun State, is no exemption at all. It's because of the harsh policy of the government on the people. I'm not, playing a devil's advocate here. What is bad has no other name. It is bad. But if the economy has been very, very vibrant and viable, most people will not have gone into all this petty stealing and all this all this shameful acts that will not even be hearing of in the past. But because of the economic quagmire and the harsh economic policy, I think what the government should do is to revive our economy and also do the needful by making life better for a citizen. You imagine a master degree holder having no job, and even the one he gets is being paid 15,000 naira monthly. What will that do in the life of that master degree holder? So everything still boils down on government. I'm not saying they should not punish offenders, the petty thief, the pelters, and all the kleptomania. So the government too also needs to pay a real part in this. And the parents also, they should continue to teach their children the way of moral rectitude and chastity, Like I quoted the book of Genesis 19:18 last week concerning indecent dressing, that God even said that he knew that Abraham was going to tell his children to obey the statutes of God. May the Lord continue to bless your horizon of knowledge and the station there. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Evangelist. Which is true. We forgot to even, say that today is the 1st of February.
Yes,
I think we got carried away with the chunk load of discussion that we're supposed to give. But funny enough, one thing that I would always say is that I've seen the growth of our audience. I've seen how our audience have been diligent. So I want to say thank you. The fact that Evangelist does not have power in his house currently, but then he said he timed it and said he needs to call in to just
know and just
we
say
appreciate you. We appreciate you so much.
Is actually nice.
For that. Yes. And he talked about of course he's just playing the devil's advocate. Like if you're blaming this, you blame this. And I get that point, Evangelist, but I would definitely agree with you on that one, because even if the society is at the best peak, people that are evil will still do evil things.
Let's hear from this caller also. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Shatima Yakudima, thank you so much for calling us this morning. I mean,
it's only Fatima that can call that second name of yours, Shatima.
Well, yeah, he's from my own side, so definitely. But then, like you said, Evangelist, Shatima, Ade, Abasekon, these are people that don't miss out on our show, and we are grateful, very, very grateful.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You see, as my brother was talking, it is hardship or economic bite. To me, I totally disagree on that. Because, this is a wicked heart. And it is lack of proper upbringing. How can you kill somebody just you want to satisfy your own needs? How can you use the part of somebody because you want to enrich yourself? The poverty, it is obvious, and everybody it was in the poverty feeling, and the victim that you are killing is also feeling that poverty. This is, to me, this is selfish interest and lack of humanity.
Of course.
You only consider yourself out of wickedness. You do not consider the other people. And whatever situation you find yourself, somebody was double of what you are feeling. So there is no cause for you to kill somebody because you want to satisfy your own difficulties. This is inhuman and lack of moral upbringing. You have to be disciplined. The poverty is something that natural. You can find yourself in sometimes,
of course,
and it is temporary. It will go. One day you will be free out of it. So you have to be exercise patient. You have to exercise patience on whatever you find yourself, in whatever situation you find yourself. Try to adopt and adjust. It is temporary. All this life where we find ourselves in Nigeria, it is temporary. To my belief, it is time frame. One day we will be out of it by God's willing.
God's willing.
I can remember when I was in secondary school in the 80s. There is one chapter in the newspaper I will not forget. My English masters come with it in the class. A child was buried alive. At that time, there is nothing like these difficulties. But people, they are still engaged in that wicked act. Some people, they are doing this because to enrich themselves. And this thing, we don't know it in the poor society. Before we know it in the rich society. This is rituals. And people are doing it because to become damn rich. To draw a difference between themselves and the other class, and this is a barbaric act. Now we find ourselves in a civilized society, and this is a serious tax, especially on our malams and pastors. They should raise up and pray very hard, so people they should desist from all these wicked acts. You are a human being. When your finger was caught with a razor, you can see how you will react. How can you take a knife and head somebody's head? No, you see, this is a wicked act. And as we say, if you want to make a world a better place, take a look of yourself and make a change so that your neighbor will copy from you. That's my take. Thank you so much.
A great take. Thank you so much, Fatima, for Maiduguri on that part.
I can actually feel his anger.
Yeah.
For some of the acts of
inhumanity,
people. The humanity is lost at this point to some extent, I would say, even though there are people that are still cautious.
I mean, you and I were here, we're humane.
Exactly. So, when you say theft, it's not just about stealing someone's property. Stealing someone's life is also a theft, so it's in different categories. But then let's hear from this caller. I mean, I know we have a lot to say. Hello, good morning.
It's allowed.
Hello, it's Abubakar from Gombe calling back.
Obviously, I mean, you people just line up yourselves, and I just talked about you.
Yes. Each time I hear Fatima speak, I'm elated. The governor of Borno State should make Mr. Fatima and the commissioner of orator.
Yes.
So that he can be speaking to those people in Gabarungala and all the nooks and crannies to bring them to light.
Yeah.
Sincerely speaking, this station is a station after my heart. Apart from CNN, I don't watch any station. I'm praying that in this first month of February, your station will be given an award that will make it to commiserate with what we are impacting from, what we are getting from this station.
Thank you.
I am so elated about this station. And my continuous prayer is that, Fatima, you will become known and more known in this country, and get to an elective office where you will not change from being yourself. And the same thing with Sumayya, and the same thing with all the staff. I'm very happy when how will I be wasting my credit to call if your station is not productive? Thank you. Continue with this good job. I appreciate. Look at that man from Ogun. Look at. Sometimes we spend time calling. We spend time listening because your station is productive. Thank you. God bless you once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, he just called to appreciate us. Actually,
sometimes we appreciated them, and you called his name.
I did because there are callers that I cannot forget. When we started when I introduced the phone in on the morning show a couple of years ago, there were regular callers like Osman, Muhammad Modibo, and the rest.
Santuraki.
Exactly, our diplomat.
Yeah, I mean, he called recently.
Yes,
and immediately he said, "I'm like, oh my God,
yes,
where have you been?"
He has been around sending messages, definitely, but then he hardly calls. He's mostly sending WhatsApp messages most of the time.
Truly appreciate.
But we have a lot of people. We can't just call everybody's name, but we know that you people are there watching us, and we are here because of you people. Hello, Abaseko.
Hello. Good morning.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Your name and location, please.
Sounds like Ade.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Is that Ade?
Happy New Month. Happy Valentine in advance.
It's Mr. Ade. Happy Valentine's in advance to you too, and Happy New Month. Thank you so much for calling. I mean, we just called you people's name, you, Abaseko, Shetima, and Evangelist. All of you just lined up, at this point. And thank you so much for calling.
Okay. Yeah, anytime I come to Nigeria now, I will visit Fatima in Maiduguri. I want to because the last time I went to Maiduguri, the last time I visited Maiduguri was 1980.
Wow.
During the time of my Fatima in Kano, we ran away from Kano then.
That's more than 30 years ago. Wow.
So,
all right, so what's your take?
Must have developed more than.
Of course.
So my take on this thing is that, like Fatima rightly said, it's not about economy. People have been stealing for a long time. I remember I was going to swimming pool where they call Adekunle in Lagos in 1972. I was going there for swimming. So while in the bus, I pickpocketer put 2 fingers at the back of my pocket to take my 10 shillings from my pocket then. So somebody caught him because there are so many people inside the bus who are standing. So that's 1972. So economy was very good then. So this thing in their blood that they want to steal, maybe laziness or whatever. So when you are talking about they should cut their hand, I would like them to start with the politicians. Those who embezzle 100 billion, 80 billion, let them cut their 2 hands, their 2 legs, so that money can come back to the masses. Because you can imagine what 80 billion will do compared to a man, a poor boy who just stole bread or who just stole 5,000 naira. So they should start with those politicians. I would like the law to be made so that they can be cutting their legs. I told you, when you come to England, you will see it. I will show you houses of politicians. They lock it up. Nobody is there. Just to secure the money. If they die, nobody came after 10 years. Become the government sold. So what a waste. So that's silly. Those are the silly we want to be talking about. For all those petty, you sold bread, you sold gari, all these things. I mean, maybe they are hungry. If you enter supermarket here, you don't steal. You just go to where they are selling sandwiches. You open it and you are eating. They say, why are you eating? You say, you are hungry. And they say you don't have money. Nobody will say anything. Because you are hungry. You understand? As long as you are not violent. That is it. So, they should start with those politicians. That's what I want to say. But, like I normally say, all the big thieves, when God catch them, then the small one, they will repent. That's my own take about that.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so much.
And once again, prepare for your vow. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria.
And God bless you too.
I mean, I always like the way he ends his conversation. God bless. After laying the complaints and then possibly solutions, then God bless Nigeria.
And the fact that he's not even in Nigeria currently, it's
and
what
he
even
keeps in
tops-
touch with
tops
us,
it.
you know,
Yes.
and watching what
Because
is happening
this is
in his
home.
country,
This is home.
and also, you know, giving his own take on the topic of discussion. Yeah, so you know,
he got me cracking up though, saying that they should cut the politicians both hands.
But
I'm like,
it's
this is the Islamic way, and Nigeria is not, you know,
Islamicized.
yes, when it comes to ruling, judgment and all that, then the law stands with, you know, more of modern than
constitution.
Yes, and constitution rather.
Yeah.
I think that would be the word, constitution.
Well, let's take this call also.
But then people are stealing these days. Roads, one chances and all of that. How is it happening in your area? What is happening? What is your take? How do we solve this situation? Let's hear your take.
Let's hear your take.
Good morning. Are you with us?
Well, I can hear.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can hear a little bit of delay because you were waiting for us to land. But please, if you can just tune down the volume and then talk to us so we can hear you. Your name and location, please. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Abdullah.
Okay, Honorable Abdullah, thank you so much for calling us this morning. Yeah, go ahead. What's your take?
Sumayya, good morning.
Good morning.
I think on the topic really is something that I'm paying attention to all of you guys are, you know, commenting and the views of our listeners.
Yeah.
I think this is something that we appeal to authorities concerned to, you know, use authorities in schools, you know, management to ensure that this negativity of whatever you call it, petty theft or whatever, anything stealing is stealing. If you steal a billionaire or you steal a goat, you steal a bad negative conduct. I think what we need to do is to ask government to see what, you know, they will put in place in schools, in, you know, through national orientation agencies, of the need for Nigerians to be positive in all conduct.
Yeah.
Once we are able to leave behind us, you know, petty theft, billions of naira theft, and what have you, we will find a country that we ought to be proud of. So I really appreciate this topic for today, and I wish that you guys could continue to, you know, discuss this kind of topic so that we can find a better country that we all can be proud of. This is my take this morning. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much, Honorable Abdullah, for being
you,
a part of this conversation.
That was the former AMAC chairman.
Yeah.
And yes, he called in to, as a stakeholder, you know, he was part of this system, and he's saying that there should be more call on everybody doing their own part, which in teachers, like he spoke about, you know, from school, I think there needs to be, you know, just like the Nigerian government has brought what is it called, history into the school system, the curriculum.
Yeah, bringing back history subject.
I think there should be another kind of creation of social, you know, teaching, especially when it comes to stealing.
Oh yeah, I think we have a caller already. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Your name and location?
My name is Tresa People calling from Maiduguri.
Okay.
Good to have you from Maiduguri. We missed your name. Can you say that again?
Ma?
Your name, please.
My name is Sylvester
Sylvester.
From Maiduguri.
Okay, wanted to get that. Good to have you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Go ahead. What's your take on the topic?
The issue of the punishment you're talking about for the crime committed in this country. I'm so bitter. Please thank God for making it possible for me to be being part of this program this morning. What is happening, according to the evangelists and other people that are saying that the politicians, all of these things, Nigeria, if they really want Nigeria to move forward and to be changed, all this crime to stop, the law is there. Let them implement the law against anybody here in this country that committed any offense. There's no small offense or big offense. Offense is offense. When you commit, you're already committed. Let that person be punished to death. If it is me, or it is my son, or it is my mother, or anybody. I'm a police officer. I want to assure you that by 22 years in service, my hand is up and I give my name here. Anybody that say I collected his 20 naira, let him come and challenge me. I started to this work with 7,800 naira as a salary. I'm proud of me to be myself as a police officer. But I discovered that yes, some of my colleagues, they are paying themselves in discount
issue of corruption and other things. If they find in those things, let them be pointed to death. Others will learn from it. Not only them, the big men that are here in the office, doing all those stupid things. Sending boys to go and work. After they work with the money. It is a crime too. Them things supposed to be punished according to the law. But the law is only punishing the junior ones. I want, if Nigeria will accept with me, I'm begging for the president, for the Senate, to pardon justice mercy and implement this law. If the law is going to start working, let everybody be detained in the cell, in the prison, in any whether the military, in their custody. Let them be released, let them be free. Let all the persons be free. Any stupid that make any offense or committed anything, and people they are assured of it, let them not take it to possession, not court, to delay any issue. They should take from that place that he committed and let him suffer in that place. There's many things they can do in that prison. They can poison him to death, and nobody will do it. And I want to say this, let me please. There's something that happened with me here in Maiduguri. I lost my wife 2021.
Sorry about that.
In one hospital here in Maiduguri. I will never forget this thing. My wife, she went for delivery. Successful delivery. She has never gone to labor. But when she went there on Friday, being on 8, she slept in that hospital. Saturday, which is for
I think
2021.
Yeah. Okay, I think
they should be praying for people.
So, Pastor, we are losing you a bit. We are losing you. It keeps stopping
breaking
a bit
in between.
Yeah, I don't know if you can call us back.
Yeah, can you hear us? Because you keep breaking in between, but then we could hear you initially. Now we can't hear you. It keeps breaking in between. If you can call us back again so that we can have a good network to have this conversation with you.
I mean, from what he's saying, it just brought the mood down like this because as much as sometimes we put in a bit of jokes here and there, this is a serious situation because. Like I said earlier, just like he reiterated, I think, the former AMAC chairman said so. A lot of people said so. You cannot say that it's only the politicians that have, that they are at fault. Stealing is stealing. You are depriving someone of his own property. And he shared his experience of he worked for a long time. And imagine
how he started with 7.5 and then
small,
people,
and then one day you come
yeah.
and then you put him at gunpoint and see something he has, or he's in, you just trace his account and steal it.
Exactly.
It's just ridiculous.
Hello, is that Sylvester?
Please
turn down the volume of your TV so we can talk to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Yeah, Sumayya, good morning. And the other lady, sorry, good morning.
Good morning. Is this Shamaki?
Yeah, Shamaki, you're speaking to Shamaki from Akwanga National State.
It's good to have you.
Thank you so much for
thank you very much this morning.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Yeah, the issue of rising of the thieves is almost happening everywhere. Unlike my area, across the local government, this is what is going on. I think just few days back, 3 days or 4 days, the small market we had booted a fire. In fact, these thieves used ample opportunity and went and cut away properties that belongs to the owner. So it's very unfortunate. So I don't know whether it is because of this hardship that this issue of petty thieves is increasing or I don't know. But I'm telling you, the increase petty thieves is as the number that people cannot be even ascertained. So we only ask for God to, get their attention. All these acts should be stopped. Otherwise, we don't know how to even read this thing. It's getting out of hand already.
It is.
Yeah.
May God answer our prayers so that they can be able to stop this act. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shamaki.
I appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it boils down to as we're asking God, then we have to hold ourselves accountable.
Initially, when I did the opening, I said you need to watch out for yourself, your family, and also your neighbors. Because you can't leave them out. These are things that affect. I mean, there's someone that I know just a couple of weeks ago. She was showing me a picture of how her father was attacked. And this is because there was a boy making phone call and he was going towards their area, which they are neighbors, and then some thugs were following, chasing him to seize his phone. And then this lady's father came out. And then this lady's father came out to say, oh, what's happening? Because the boy was just knocking on each gate to say, please help me, save me. They were going to kill me. They're going to kill me. And then they attacked the old man that came to save the boy.
So initially,
and then he was left. They could have killed the boy at the end of the day. And also, we were talking with my mom yesterday. We saw a video where thugs were just, having machetes and almost killing a boy. And it was posted on social media. It's actually really sad to see situations like that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
My name is Goodheart. I'm calling from Plateau State.
Okay, so thank you so much for calling us here. Go ahead. What's your take?
I really coming to issue of petty theft. Though petty called, but it's still criminal. Anything that is wrong, but I'm still calling on government because of what I witnessed in my own area. You see somebody cooking there on the pot, the love rice, going into the house, coming out, the rice is
the
not
pot is disappeared,
So coming on, somebody just move on, go, losing wire that cannot worth 5,000 naira. Just for him to sell and make a living. These are the petty thefts we need. Somebody going on to steal 500, 1,000. It is happening. We know hardship attributes to it, but there's no criminal act that has an excuse. If you're a criminal, you're a criminal. But I know the hard time we have in this country contributes to what is happening, especially for food. The one that caught my eye was that of a blind woman that they brought food to, where she survives on. I do help her as I can, but coming back to hear my neighbor saying that she came crying, that the food they brought to her, foodstuffs, that someone came and stole some of them. And she was there looking for somebody to help her crying. I say, what a tragedy, what a heartbroken. So what I'm saying is this, how I wish the government themselves, I know the president may not want this, but there are people that are working with him that watch Trust TV News. At least let them know that they are hungry on the land. People are yearning. I'm a medical officer. I know what we have. You see people coming in, they are sick. They cannot afford to pay their bills. Sometimes you go on, and we can use ours to pay off because government must demand that you must pay. Have the receipt before they serve you. So what am I saying? Really, it is touching. You see many of Nigerians going out, running outside country, going there to hide. Like in America now, many are in hiding because they don't want to come back to the country because of what they experienced before leaving this country. Let us say the fact. The fact is that our leaders, not all, majority of them, they are not doing the needful. Let them have human heart. Let them be civic at all. Let them reason. Some of them were in some condition. They passed through hardship. Some of them. I'm not talking of tinubu. The mother has been in money. If you go through the biology or biography, but I'm talking of many there in God, let them reason. And we are hearing of 75 release, 75 unconditional transfer, 50, 35 or so. To some people who are under is politicized, political. You see, people are suffering. I'm saying this. What I'm experiencing, petty thefts are much. Look at somebody that day dragged to police station because he stole phone that's not up to 10,000. Voting phone, very small. So I'm still pleading based on experience of what I'm seeing within my own reach, within my own jurisdiction, that people are suffering. Now, if you people know the way you can channel this so that it can ring in the ears of our leaders, the governors, the president, the senators, the lawmakers, so that they will know that really, if they do not do something, God will hold them accountable. Let us not deny this fact. God is watching. God is watching. Thank you. May God
Thank you.
bless
Thank
you
you
all.
so
Bless
much,
the
good heart.
positive, bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
appreciate you, good heart, for that.
Yeah.
Pointing out that people
what
are watching.
What he has seen also in his area.
He said we should re-echo it. Just like you predicted, yes, we know for a fact that there are people in the federal government and states that are watching us. So hence the reason why we gave you the platform. I mean, we are doing our part by offering you the platform, and you calling, you're talking directly to them, and they know, they're aware of it. But hopefully we keep pushing and we get to see positive side of it. I've seen situation of concern of holding these people accountable, because sometimes you see, all right,
hello,
our director.
Okay, I think we have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please, your name and location.
I'm Ismail Abubakar. I'm from Niger State. I'm from Bida precisely.
Oh yeah, Ismail is also one caller that calls time to time. Hello, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Go ahead.
This could not be the one. I'm a different Ismail.
Yeah, he is a different one. Good to have you, Ismail Abubakar.
But I love watching your programs and I enjoyed this morning. As a matter of fact, I want to really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I felt so passionate to make my contributions towards this morning's program.
Okay.
I'm not the one of those that will keep on lamenting on how bad the situation is. But if I have my ways, I would rather prefer to give some contributions that will make way out of it.
Go ahead.
First of all, theft is theft. And whether it be big or small, it is still not something that is not good. So, but what can we do? Is it from the grassroots we continue to be blaming the government when the government are not down there to really see all that is happening from the grassroots? What I'm trying to say is that, one of our imam from National Mosque, Professor Ibrahim Makari, once gave some suggestion about how things like this could be dealt with. And he said, perhaps from street, they could have some committee from the street. It's easier for people from the street to identify and know themselves. Who is this child? Who is this person's child? Who is the parent of these? They could just make a committee to make sure they checkmate some of these attitudes in children. Sometimes it may not even be big punishment. It's the fact that the society just frown at some of these habits. If they frown at it, they show it as if it's a taboo. They put these children to shame. They put these common people to shame that, okay, with this your habit, if you don't stop with this habit, we will not associate with you. It is said that no man, you can't live alone. You have to associate with people. So by the time they show people like this, they will be able, this will help us reduce it, if not totally eradicate it. It will reduce this. That is one. Secondly, what about us looking at it from this perspective? You look at some of these children around that have nothing to do, that are seen with some sort of habit that's not acceptable by the community. Perhaps they don't have something to do. These people, just from the community, not necessarily from government, just from the community, they could just identify some of these people and say, okay, look, let us organize some skill training for these people. And they will make them to have some small money. This will basically reduce some of these things. It's against every day lamenting on, okay, this is bad, that is bad, the government is gaza, and everything of government. What about our own role? And lastly, which is the most important thing to do, the family as a unit should take care of what is ease. The family should take care of it. Nobody, I'm very confident about this, and I know that no family wants them to paint their own as black. No, the family don't want them to paint anybody as the black sheep of the community, the family, and everything. So you try to provide the basic. Sit down with these children, tell them that these are acceptable ethics in the society. This is not good. This is bad. And once you do this, it doesn't stop at you alone. You tarnish our image too as a parent. The child that is growing should be able to know that, okay, no, this is my father. I don't want my father to be disgraced. Nobody should tell down on my father, and all of that. I think some of these few basic things can really, really help.
Okay.
Yeah.
A very good one.
If you don't work on situations like this, all we will do is just continue lamenting. This is bad, that is bad, that is bad. Nothing is done. I think with these few things that I have to say this morning, I hope this gets to the right one, and if not all is done, some few of them can be worked on, and perhaps we are optimistic that it will bring some changes. But we really need to take care. We really need to take care of ourselves first.
Of course.
Take care of our first.
I mean, change starts with us.
Blame any other person for it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ismail.
Hence the reason I keep saying you need to watch out for yourself first. And
but
then
you
watch
do
out
know that modernization has made it so everybody will just want to
mind
be
their
for
business.
themselves.
Yes,
I always say this. I'm always proud to be from. I had this legendary grandfather. He would sit down in front of the house. Anybody passing, he calls them like, "Why is your hair like this?" Then he calls one of his sons. He doesn't. He asks you, "What family are you from?" And then he calls his son and said, "Follow him. I want him to barb his hair, and he'll come back and show me." And he doesn't know the person. Perhaps he just know of his father or great grandfather, and he'll give money and say, "This is what I want you to go there and get it." So there was this community discipline. I think that was what Ismail was talking about. Now I appreciate that, and at that time, yes, crime was lesser. So
because
I don't
people
think
were watching out for each other.
Problem. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but don't forget now. Subsequently, as we keep talking and keep bringing topics that affect the society, the communities that we live in, we keep talking about, don't forget when we talked about people also taking the initiative to punish other people's children when they see them doing bad, but then these parents will still go ahead to sue these people.
That is where the modernization comes
like you said,
the woke generation.
So and then it has made people to take back to them, keep to themselves. They don't want to also be part of raising these children anymore. But I think, like Ismail said, devise a program where children would learn from skill acquisitions, teach them things that they want to do. I mean, I remember being a part of some programs way back where the government actually took the initiative to educate children on whatever skill they want to acquire. Is it do you want to become a baker? Do you want to become a mechanic? Whatever it is they want to, because they know they don't have the qualifications to look for jobs out there, so they want to establish themselves.
Vocational skills. And then, I know some programs.
So these are the things that he is talking about, communities coming together to do that, which is actually very good. And like we always say, we are doing our own part by giving the platform for them to also voice their opinions, so that the right people will hear and then see what they can do. I mean, we've seen changes over time when we started this, because the government listens to us. Even if the president is not watching, like they said, someone somewhere is watching, because we know we have over 30 million people watching us, so within and across
but
countries.
I want to add to what Ismail said. Apart from that, which I understand, he said this is something that we can do individually. We always say if you're pointing a finger, know that the other one is pointing at you, right back at you. So we start with ourselves. But then there is also the responsibility of the government, responsibility of security agencies. Fatima would have tons of stories that they would catch, this one chance people, and later on they would literally release them back to the society.
And then you catch someone stealing chicken, you lock them up for 10, 11 years.
Just because someone has power. And not we just want the rule of law to be applied. If someone does a crime, let that person pay for it from the root to the top level.
And maybe Ismail has missed out on when I did the opening, when I talked about the woman that her child was snatched from her.
Exactly.
That you can't say you have to watch. She's going somewhere. You can't say she shouldn't go out with her child. What if she's taking the child for immunization? What if she's coming back from the immunization and she's trying to go?
She has life. She has to go out.
So snatching her child has nothing to do with what these people are going through. But there are people that are just made to be wicked by heart. And no matter what you do, you can't sensitize them. You can't change their mindsets. And
so
that's why you see people.
Prosecute them.
Yes. I mean, I had my own share yesterday. I told you the little thing that just happened when they were like, oh, we're going to that. I was like, oh, wow.
It's
you did not even trigger them,
basis, on an hourly
so anything
basis.
could have happened. Because I was in this situation where I just saw myself being attacked, and it's because of these stories of other people that we have
made you extra
vigilant. So the reason why we give this platform is for people to take the initiative, to be cautious, watch out for each other, for those that are good out there, because we can't say everyone is bad, right?
Of course.
But then we have some WhatsApp messages which I will just take a look at some of them before we go. This says, hello Sumayya and team, my name is Abubakar Sadiq Muhammad from Gombe. I follow your news above any other channel. Thank you for the good work and keep it up. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
For this. Sumayya is saying thank you, definitely.
Yes. And then, you know that we don't get accolades. We only get accolades from you because we're representing you, bringing you the news that is happening to you.
I mean, you only give me accolades here, for doing the job.
Absolutely, you did well.
Yes.
You're always good, Fatima. So well done.
Thank you. I will take my flowers. Well, good morning, Trust TV. I am Mukhtar Caesar from Jos. Petty thefts are around everywhere because some will claim hardship that's the reason for stealing. Shatima actually dissected it, that hardship shouldn't be the reason. Hardship shouldn't be the reason to kill someone also just because you want to be wealthy.
The person that you're killing also is facing through the hardship, maybe even more than you.
Don't forget, the person
you're stealing from is also suffering that. I mean, we're all in the same economy. So if you're surviving it, then I should be able to survive it as well. And not you pouncing on me.
Let them take care of their hardship. Don't kill someone to get yourself wealthy.
Of course, that's selfish.
Well, that's actually really selfish. Then we have another message from this is coming from Dayo from Ilorin. His name is Odeyemi Dayo. He said the issue is becoming more alarming in Ilorin, and all this is as a result of situation that our leaders have put us in. He said the bad policy they have adopted by this government is killing the economy and resulting in all kinds of criminality, and those of these so-called leaders know that people are hungry but just being heartless. We have to take it the way it comes. It's not us. This is not coming from us, but Nigerians, and we have to say how they feel, because whether we give them this platform or not, there are other platforms that they can go and vent. Social media is there.
It's really scary that everyone is, saying the same thing. How alarming it is. One of the solutions that was given to us by one of the viewers. Most times I feel it works in a rural area, back where villages suburbs. That everyone knows everyone. But then in cities like the FCT, in cities like Ilorin, which is the state capital of Kwara, in cities like, Calabar, when you talk about this, you can't control it. This is a state where, or a place where everyone is coming from different places. So no matter how much you want to, I know this person, you cannot. So it boils down to security agents.
The crazy thing is these petty thefts are not just here. I mean, Evangelist made a comment. He said kleptomaniacs. So there are people that can't do without stealing.
Lazy people.
They not lazy.
They are lazy.
It's a disease actually. Which the former Queen Elizabeth's mother used to have it. It's a disease. I mean, she's wealthy. She has everything, but she can't take. She can't. No, I mean, I'm just making I'm telling you based on what happens. We know that there are people that can't do. Even if no matter how much they want to stop it,
our community will say flog it out of
I mean, for some will say that, but then we know that we are still yet to find a solution to klepto for those that have that disease. According to what psychologists say, they said it's a disease that we don't know if it's going to be cured. But then
I don't believe that.
No, but Sumayya, there are
Fatima
things
that the modern word.
It's not about modern word. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm giving you the example of the former Queen Mother that has it, but she has everything.
I feel it's a Western world of just naming things just to make it easier. Or just because someone is rich doesn't mean. I mean, the whole complaint we're complaining here, we're saying politicians are stealing, allegedly stealing from Nigerians.
It's all over the world. Already. It's all over the world.
I don't think there's
all politicians in every country actually steal. It's not just Nigeria. Every politician. I mean, even the white, even the white actually say that, even in their news, that as far as everywhere in the world, you're a politician, still, but it's just that
there is nothing like
some people,
you're just a thief.
Some people's issues are out there, but for some it's not.
It's hidden.
Well, like we said, every crime is a crime. It doesn't matter how little or how big it is. If you commit a crime, you've committed a crime. Whether it's theft, whether it's killing, whether it's abuse, whichever one you do is a crime. As far as you're invading on other people's privacy and their livelihood. So I mean, this is like.
You remember when I said something about I always used to pity people that would snatch phones. Like when I see people beating them, jungle justice, I always have empathy on them. But then the day it happened to me, I'm like, you know what, beat him.
No, but did you see a video where the jungle justice that you're talking about just recently, someone stole a phone and he was burnt? here in this
I do not subscribe to that.
So
you know, that
just
should
let
not
the
be
let the security,
but then the system, that
system
you know, that the security agency should also do the best. We don't want a situation where we get someone locked up and you send that same toxic person back to the society. And all conversations honestly was really addressed. We appreciate everyone that called in.
You know, and messages also.
Yes, for those of you that called in to, you know, complain, reiterate already what we are seeing and how dire this situation needs to be addressed. I think there should be a state of emergency when it comes to this insecurity. It's becoming too much, too alarming, to a point that now it's not just property, you're stealing someone's baby and lives. It's really scary, and a lot needs to be done from the ministers, you know, the minister of the FCT, the security agencies that we have.
All security agencies actually should come together.
To the state, the local government chairman, the state
CSOs.
Government, the CSO, it has to be
very
all
important.
hands on deck. And even you have to pay attention. We have situations, people will enter one chance and they're driving and they're making signs. Pay attention to when you're driving by. That way you can also
have to be vigilant.
And
you have to be.
So
have pepper sprays, have pockets,
yes.
Something that can protect you. I don't want to say the other one before. I will be
teaser. You can get everything as long as you protect yourself.
As far as you have the right to use it.
Yes. Just not something legal, of course, that you can use to protect yourself. Because right now we need to be extra vigilant. There is no excuse. If you have a chance to repent, stop it, because you're really selfish. Sometimes you will think that it's a petty crime, but when it happens to you, you realize it's not just so petty. So
I mean, some of the thefts actually starts from home. From stealing small meals and stealing some 500 naira to 100 naira. And before you know, it becomes bigger problem that you cannot actually do away with. But let's go on a quick break. And when we return, Sumayya is going to tell us what is happening on the social media platform. You know, a lot is actually happening, gossips, trending stories, which is actually juicy. So stay with us after this break.